Hello, this is Ken Barron. I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. And today I want to ask you to subscribe. It's a new year, 2022. So let's do it. Subscribe, like me, and comment below if you would like to do that. Today's talk is on inflation and corporate greed. As you might know, at our local Zoom, Black and White Men Together, Southern California, we moaned about the recent rise in inflation and blamed Biden for the problem. However, amid the pandemic, Mr. Biden has shown a willingness to lean hard on corporate America and embrace, quote, New Deal-style tools to lighten inflationary pressures. Of interest to me, since I live near the port of Long Beach, California, Biden, through his supply chain task force, is working to reverse offshoring and outsourcing, expand domestic production, and help the port stay open round the clock to ease the cargo pileup. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach imported over 765,000 containers in November and more than 9.3 million containers so far the end of this year. Last year, I should say. This is 15% more than they imported over the same period in 2018, and in fact more than they imported in all of 2018. There is a promising evidence that containers are exiting the port more quickly. The docks are increasingly no longer being used as warehouse spacing, with the share of containers at the port of Los Angeles that's been on the docks for 4 days or less rising from 38% to over 50%. Mr. Biden has also warned the big four meat processors against anti-competitive practices that probably contributed to spiking prices, including squeezing out competitors. His administration has pledged to take more aggressive action on illegal price fixing and antitrust, while working to bring more transparency to cattle markets. Higher meat prices are not a free market effect, but the result of corporate decisions to take advantage of their market power in an uncompetitive market, to the detriment of consumers, farmers, and ranchers, and our economy. Also, Biden has called for an investigation into the prices set by large oil and gas companies and authorized the release of 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to dampen OPEC's ability to raise prices. He also met with the chief executive of Walmart, Mattel, Food Lion, Kroger, and other companies to discuss their plans to overcome supply chain problems and keep prices in check for the last holidays, which we've just finished. Biden should use his bully pulpit to make clear to Americans that corporations are padding their profits while working families are struggling through the pandemic. Almost 2/3 of the publicly traded corporations had substantially larger profit margins this year compared to the same period in 2019 before the pandemic. In 2021, close to 100 of them saw their profit margins go up at least 50% relative to 2019, and that's a report from the Wall Street Journal. Showing working Americans that he gets it will help Mr. Biden demonstrate he cares and may improve his overall poll numbers. We're not having an inflation problem, we're having a corporate greed problem, and the president should put the blame where it belongs. His stalled Build Back Better registration would go a long way to ease the burden of major expenses. Mr. Biden promised the bill would lower out-of-pocket costs for childcare, care for the elderly, housing, college health care, and prescription drugs, some of the biggest costs that most families face. Like his Democratic predecessor, Mr. Biden needs to get tough. That's our message for today. Well, thank you for listening. This is Ken Barron with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. And I'm asking you to subscribe and to definitely come back and see us. You can find us on the NABWMT.org website. You can email us at NABWMT@NABWMT.org. Thanks once again. Look forward to talking with you again in this new year.